This is THV 11 News at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight at 6. I'm Brooke Buckner, and I hope you're having a good Friday. Tonight we are under a weather impact alert as our weather team is tracking the potential for severe weather as we head into the weekend. So let's turn things over to Chief Meteorologist Tom Brannon. You've been tracking these storms all day. How's it going?
We're tracking a weather system that could bring thunderstorms to Arkansas a little bit later on tonight. And Brooke, what a fabulous end of the day. Look at that sunset interacting with the clouds. And of course, Mr. Spider is back climbing into the shot there. I know it. He likes a good sunset just like everybody else. Let's turn our attention to what's happening weather-wise. Out to the west of us, there's a tornado watch until 10 o'clock. And not long ago, a part of Tulsa County was under a tornado warning. They did have confirmation of one there just to the southwest of Tulsa. And radar is lighting up in Oklahoma, but not Arkansas, not just yet, other than a few showers that we have in southern Arkansas, one or two popping up here in central. Most of the action has been across the border in Oklahoma, northeast Oklahoma, where we have numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, and we had a tornado warning not long ago. Enhanced risk of severe weather, meaning there's a better chance of severe weather later on here tonight in the northwestern part of the state. We have a low-end risk of severe weather for places like Little Rock, Pine Bluff, Clinton, Batesville, Pocahontas. A frontal boundary is expected to move in late tonight, early tomorrow. Line of storms capable of producing some damaging wind gusts and possibly some hail or even a tornado or two. Can't rule it out. So let's talk about the timing for central Arkansas. Our numbers will drop off from the upper 70s into the upper 60s by midnight, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and we may begin to see some activity here in central Arkansas. I'll have the latest timing from our forecast models on the way here in just a few minutes. Brooke?
Thanks, Tom. Animal control is a long-running debate in Saline County. In the last couple of years, there have been a series of vicious dog attacks. One of those turned deadly last June. And now we could be close to some action. A new ordinance would crack down on irresponsible dog owners, but what we have now might not be the final draft. THV 11's Carter Thweet breaks down what could be changing.
I've gone before them for the past 20 or 30 years asking that they do something on animal control issues out in the county.
And now Ann Sanders with the Saline County Humane Society may be getting her wish. Earlier this week, members of the county quorum court discussing a proposed animal control law.
A mother shouldn't have to worry about sending her child to the school bus or going to get the mail, or if somebody wants to walk around the neighborhood. They shouldn't have to worry about being attacked by a dog.
The school bus example did happen earlier this year when a young girl and her mother sustained bloody injuries in rural Alexander, and the tragic event further fueling this discussion last summer when 15-year-old Michaela Fortner was attacked and killed.
I know that in Alexander they shot a few dogs at bus stops last year in front of the kids. That's just not the way our children should have to be raised. Of course, Michaela lost her life last year. That's a hard one too.
The proposed ordinance would address some of these issues, making it illegal to own a vicious dog, one that's level 3 or higher on the Dunbar bite scale. The new law would also fine people for abandoning a dog or allowing it to run wild, something one quorum court member isn't sure about.
There's a lot of people that have neighbors that's got dogs that they come over in their yard. They don't care. I mean, they're not vicious dogs. They're not mean dogs. A lot of people live in the county for that very reason, so they can let their dogs run free.
But overall, both Sanders and Chisholm say change is needed, and the county is on the right path.
We've got another quorum court meeting this month, and it will be addressed and discussed in that meeting. Will it be passed yet? I don't think so.
In Saline County, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. Quorum Court member Clint Chisholm says he feels the ordinance will take a while to pass because of the importance of this issue and wanting to make sure they have everything right. He says in his opinion, it'll be May or June before the ordinance is passed into law. As the war in Iran ramps up, it's also continuing to take a toll on the economy. Crude oil prices are now up more than 20% over the past week, and today the Dow lost more than 700 points, driven by the intensifying conflict. According to Gas Buddy, the national average for a gallon of gas has jumped 32 cents a gallon over the last 7 days to roughly $3.31 a gallon, the highest since August of 2024. But here at home, prices aren't quite that high, at least not yet. The state average currently sits around $2.90. It's the same for Little Rock and North Little Rock. Pine Bluff is seeing some of the lowest prices in the state, as the average there is roughly $2.80 a gallon. There was a special ceremony at the governor's mansion this afternoon honoring an American hero from right here in Arkansas. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders awarded Adam Brown the Arkansas Medal of Freedom for his service and sacrifice to our country. Brown was born in Hot Springs and was a member of the elite Navy SEAL Team 6. He was killed during Operation Enduring Freedom in Afghanistan back in 2010 and has a story that has inspired so many people.
He was a man of honor, and he was a man of passion, and that he served his country with distinction and valor, and he gave, and that is a life worth living. Adam Brown's story is a story of redemption. This isn't a perfect person. He had struggles, he had challenges, but they didn't conquer him. He conquered those challenges, and that is what is so inspiring about the Adam Brown story.
His story is told in a book titled Fearless, and in 2016, a bill sponsored by Congressman Bruce Westerman was passed to rename the Hot Springs Post Office in his honor. A judge in Jefferson County plans to examine court records to determine whether Sheriff Lafayette Woods is eligible to hold the office. A challenger in the recent primary says Woods was convicted of theft years ago, but those records have long been sealed. THV 11's Tanya Motorzitsky breaks down how today's hearing comes in the middle of a contentious election fight.
The lawsuit challenging the eligibility of Jefferson County Sheriff Lafayette Woods went back before a circuit judge Friday morning. Former sheriff candidate Mark Cannon filed a case in December arguing Woods is constitutionally ineligible to be sheriff. Cannon says in court documents that Woods' past misdemeanor conviction disqualifies him from office, according to the Arkansas Constitution, which prohibits people convicted of certain crimes from serving public office. Just last Tuesday, Sheriff Woods put his hat in for another term in the sheriff's office and won the Democratic ticket. But Cannon's attorney, Kenneth Casey Castleberry, says the legal fight is not over. In court documents, Cannon argues the primary election results have not yet been certified, and the lawsuit asks the court to decide whether Woods can legally hold the office, not just appear on the ballot. Documents say Woods' attorney asked the judge to dismiss the case, arguing the election makes the issue moot. People who live in Jefferson County told us off camera that there are other concerns around this case. The attorney representing Cannon has previously done legal work for Jefferson County Judge Gerald Robinson as recently as last summer. We reached out to Cannon's attorney for a comment, but we didn't hear back. But Woods' attorney Kimberly Dale says she, quote, feels this is politically motivated by Judge Robinson, and says she thinks he convinced Cannon to run for sheriff in a case that started pro se somehow ended up with Robinson's attorney representing Cannon. And according to documents, tens of thousands of tax dollars have been spent for Robinson's attorney fee since 2023. When we asked the judge's office for a comment, they say they have no idea about the Cannon versus Woods case. Tanya Motorzitsky, THV 11 News.
Tanya, thank you. The judge in the case, Randall Wright, offered various Jefferson County officials to produce any documents about the alleged theft charge by next Friday. He says he will then review them and make a determination. Next time you drive down Little Rock's historic 9th Street, you may notice some changes between Dreamland Ballroom and Mosaic Templars Cultural Center. A project to revitalize the area is in the works. It's called Beyond the Divide and aims to bring back Black-owned businesses, public art, and history. So far, crews have cleaned up the sidewalks and painted a road mural, but there's a lot more to come, and it all starts next month. Hug and Hall is partnering with Studio Maine to bring the vision to life.
We're part of this reimagining of what could be, and to see the businesses that will be here, and the people that are here, and the folks that are living here and working here, and hopefully it becomes another, again, a vibrant part of our town and this community.
Right now, Studio Maine is accepting applications for small Black businesses to participate and become a vendor. You have until the end of this weekend to apply and can do that through Studio Maine's social media pages. A week after announcing a new rate framework, Entergy dropped the other shoe on electricity rates for customers. The utility company announced plans to ask regulators to hike bills by about 3%. The increases would go toward building or refitting 2 power plants and building a solar power field devoted to supplying a Google data center in West Memphis. Entergy said average home customers will see bills go up about $4.22 a month. A developing situation tonight in Little Rock. Just a few hours ago, the Trojans held a press conference to announce their parting ways with men's basketball coach Darryl Walker, who just finished his 8th season with the team. THV 11's Tyler Cass was there and joins us in studio with more. Tyler, what more can you tell us about the decision?
Yeah, Brooke, that press conference was with Athletic Director Frank Cuervo, and his message pretty clear. They want the team to win and win right away. Despite a pair of regular season conference titles in those 8 years, the losses were really more frequent for Darryl Walker in his time with the Trojans, amassing a 113 and 133 record as head coach. He got that regular season title in 2020, OVC one in 2023, and then this year and last really started with big time expectations, but then just a slew of injuries led to, well, a season coming to an end Wednesday with a first round tournament loss to Lindenwood, leading Cuervo to believe the time to make a change was now.
Taking a look at where we are, taking a look and talking to folks in the community, I got the sense that it was time for a change. From a competitive standpoint, we haven't been where we've wanted. And I think that this is a place where you can achieve sustained competitive success. It doesn't need to be a once in an every while thing. It needs to be an annual thing. And I think we have the job in place to do that.
University says they will hire a search firm to help find a new head coach. Cuervo saying they'll hope to make that search as quick as possible. And remember this, they also will be in a new conference next year. So new coach for the Trojans as they head into the UAC moving forward. Brooke?
Thanks, Tyler. The university did also post on X thanking Coach Walker for his time, while adding he will always remain a valued member of the Trojan family.
Storms in Oklahoma getting a little closer to Arkansas right now. We don't have a watch in effect yet, but I anticipate we'll get at least a tornado watch for those northwest Arkansas counties. I've got the latest timing for you, what you can expect overnight tonight into early Saturday when we come back.